Hello! It's been a while since I've taken you with me on an adventure, but it looks like we're probably going to have quite a nice day today, or at least a good couple of hours before the wind is set to pick up. So, let's go and explore Brownsea. The sun is trying so hard to burst through the clouds. I think it's going to be a really nice day. How cute is that boat? Literally just letting the tide dictate what way I'm facing while I talk to you, but this entire half of the island, so the side which faces Poole City, is essentially a conservation area. So there are loads of signs up that say no landing, so it would be great if you do plan on visiting Brownsea that you respect the signs that say don't go there. It is I'm pretty sure it's a seabird nesting site or ground, but that's all year round. So essentially all year that bit is off limits, whereas there are other parts of Poole Harbour which only have the nesting kind of conservation status bit in place for like particular months of the year, so it's kind of seasonal, whereas this one is all year. So this bit is all of the nesting ground, and there is a nice little wall built here, but it does continue on to the beach along here as well. And then we've got Poole. I think this is, must be, yeah. I don't know how big Poole City is, but that's Poole in the background. And then behind us now is Sandbanks. I might film a movie here and use that as my little like base where it's really fun and then something bad happens. Does anyone want to pretend to be a shark for me? So we're just at the kind of the top of Brownsea now, so that's one of the other islands, and then we've still got like some of Poole in the background here, but most of it is now behind us. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but here marks the end of the breeding nesting ground, so that is the sign that says keep out on that particular area. So essentially I would say if you wanted to land on Brownsea, this beach right at the end here is probably the nicest bit, and actually I think this is Pottery Pier, or it might be slightly further around, but let's go have a look. Not a bad spot to stop and have a coffee, eh? Feels like you're in another country. So cool, so pretty. I think I was wrong earlier. This is Pottery Pier just here, and the reason for the name and the fact that if you do come to Brownsea you will find loads of pottery literally all along the beach here on this side of the island. It's down to the people who used to own Brownsea before obviously the National Trust and stuff. I don't know how long ago this was, but I think they had like a pottery I was going to say a pottery farm, and that's not it, like a factory. They built loads of it, manufactured loads of it here, thinking they were going to make millions. Were they the Wright family, potentially? I need to fact check all of this, but yeah, essentially they thought they were going to become multi-millionaires. They did not, so all of their pottery can pretty much be found just all along the beach, which is really cool. I think it's time to continue heading on our way now, because we do only have a small weather window before the wind picks up again, so let's move it. Actually turned out to be such a lush morning. The water is currently as still as anything, but we are now round the far side of the island, so I'm sure as I poke back round to the front it will start to get a little bit wavy again. But the sun has come out. I had to take my jumper off because I was working up a little bit of a sweat, but it's just lovely. This is so peaceful. There's been a few boats out on this side and a few kayaks and a canoeist, but yeah, it's so peaceful today. So just on the horizon, oh no, actually that's a lie, over here, that is where we're headed to. That was our launch point, so not too far to go now. Just a quick trip around the island. Bye Brownsea. Until next time. Maybe in actual summer, when we get another day like this, we'll come back. I don't want to hang around too long here because I do just want to cross the boating channel, but I did want to show you here is a lot quieter, and I'm hoping you would have seen that when we set out on our journey. There was like maybe 2 boats moored up versus all of the big boat traffic which was coming from over here. So I prefer to launch from Bramblebush Bay than the poolish side, just purely because it means I avoid the Brittany and the Condor Ferry, because those boats absolutely terrify me, and any of the other boats which are coming from that main area. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you that little bit of a insight really. There you go, we have made it back, and it looks as though we actually perfectly timed it with the weather, as the wind is starting to pick up and look at those clouds looking all kinds of unnecessarily dramatic. So I'm glad we got out in some sunshine. I hope you enjoyed our mini adventure together. Just a quick little pop around the island. I think I'll come back potentially later in the summertime, or in actual summertime, because it is only spring, and maybe do Brownsea and then Little Brownsea and Micro Brownsea. I need to learn what their names are, but maybe we can do that as a trip as well, and potentially, you know, sunrise or sunset, just so it looks a little bit prettier. But I hope you enjoyed today, and if you did, then don't forget to give this video a like, hit subscribe so you can come with me on more adventures, and that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.